The morning sun had only begun to paint the Arizona sky when the life of a struggling single father shifted in the most unexpected way. Noah Carter had been awake since 4 in the morning, standing in front of his bathroom mirror, rehearsing answers for the most important job interview of his life. Every response mattered. Every detail mattered. The job meant stability, security, and the chance to finally provide the life he wanted for his 8-year-old daughter, Grace. His old, rattling car groaned to life as he pulled onto the quiet Phoenix highway. The desert stretched endlessly, the pale orange sunrise washing over the landscape like a reminder that a new day could still bring hope. Noah gripped the steering wheel, repeating interview points in his head, praying this would be the day everything finally changed. But fate, as always, had other plans. Up ahead, near a bend in the road, Noah spotted a car pulled over on the shoulder. The hood was open, smoke curling upward, and beside it stood a young woman waving desperately for help. For a brief moment, Noah told himself he couldn't stop. Not today. Not when his whole future depended on reaching that office by 9. But as he passed her, her face flashed in his peripheral vision, fearful, exhausted, alone, and a memory hit him like a punch to the chest. The nights he and Grace had been stranded with a dead battery. The drivers who never stopped. The helplessness he had swallowed. Noah sighed, slowed the car, and backed up along the shoulder. The woman introduced herself as Brooke Hamilton, her voice trembling with relief. She had been stranded for nearly an hour. Her phone was dead, no family nearby, no one stopping. Noah rolled up his sleeves without hesitation and got to work. Years of repairing his own aging car had taught him enough to navigate the mess under her hood. The desert wind swept dust past their feet as he worked. Brooke watched him with wide, grateful eyes, as if she couldn't believe a stranger had chosen to help her when no one else would. But minutes slipped by too quickly, and when the engine finally sputtered back to life, Noah glanced at the dashboard clock. 9:24 a.m. The interview was over. Brooke immediately saw the disappointment in his eyes. She offered him money, a ride, anything she could think of, but Noah shook his head. He told her kindness wasn't a transaction. It was simply what people owed each other. He drove away quietly, the weight in his chest growing heavier with every mile. He imagined telling Grace. He imagined the bills piling up. He imagined the landlord's warning stuck to the fridge. And still, despite everything he had lost in that single morning, he knew he had made the right choice. But doing the right thing hurt more than he expected. That afternoon, when he reached home, Grace ran to him and threw her arms around his waist. She asked how the interview went, and Noah forced a gentle smile. He didn't want her tiny shoulders carrying grown-up worries. He simply told her he tried his best. But Grace could always sense the truth hiding behind his eyes. She hugged him tighter. The evening passed quietly. Dinner, homework, bedtime stories. When Grace finally slept, Noah sat alone in the dim living room, surrounded by silence and the lingering ache of disappointment. He searched for more job listings, willing himself not to give up. Not yet. Not ever. Then came the next morning. A knock echoed through the house. Noah expected a delivery, maybe a neighbor. But when he opened the door, his breath caught. Brooke stood there. Not in jeans this time, but in a tailored blazer, holding a leather folder, her posture confident and purposeful. Grace peeked from the hallway, curious. Brooke apologized for arriving unannounced, but she said she needed to see him. Needed to tell him the truth. She revealed that she wasn't just a stranded traveler. She was the operations director of a rapidly expanding tech company in Phoenix. And the position Noah had applied for, the interview he missed because he stopped to help her, was under her department. Noah felt the world tilt beneath him. He whispered that he understood if the opportunity was lost. He understood consequences. But Brooke shook her head. She told him she had interviewed countless polished candidates over the years, people with flawless resumes and perfect rehearsed answers. Yet none of them had shown the kind of character he showed on that highway. Integrity, selflessness, compassion, qualities no degree could teach. And right there, in his own living room, she offered him the job. Not out of guilt, not out of pity, but because she genuinely believed he was the right person. Noah's eyes stung as the weight he had carried for years began to lift. Grace watched as her father finally, genuinely smiled, the kind of smile that reached his eyes and smoothed every tired line on his face. He accepted the offer with a gratitude so deep he could hardly form the words. Brooke promised to personally help him settle into the company and told him she hoped this opportunity would open a brighter path for him and his daughter. As she left, Noah stood in the doorway holding Grace's hand, watching her walk toward her car. The morning light cast a warm glow over everything, and for the first time in a long while, he felt hope blooming in his chest. He had missed the interview. But in losing that chance, he had gained something far greater, a reminder that kindness is never wasted, and blessings often arrive in the moments we least expect. If this story touched your heart, remember one thing: kindness always returns.